All right, traders, let's get right into it. So in this breakdown of this trade, I'm going to go over my checklist. Now, I take a lot of breakout trades, and breakout trades are really exciting when you get them right, and they can be incredibly painful if you get them wrong. Now, the key thing for me with breakouts is making sure that I get at least 3 out of 4, in other words, 75% of the items met on this checklist in order to have a valid breakout trade. Now, this trade took place Friday morning. I entered right around 10:15, 10:20 a.m. Okay. Now, the move I caught was this breakdown in the NASDAQ, which was a beautiful breakdown. I caught about 120 NASDAQ points or so, and that was what allowed me to end the week in the green. I had a lot of choppy trades back that just kind of went back and forth, a lot of annoying stop outs this week. That's just the nature of how trading works. Trading is something where you're going to see results play out positively over a large sample size of trades over a long period of time. So I knew that if I just followed my playbook, eventually the results would fall in my favor. Think of it like this. It's like if you're playing the coin flip game with a friend, heads you win, tails you lose, but every time that you win $2, and every time you lose, your friend only wins $1. Well, I guess that person wouldn't stay your friend very long, but especially if you played that game over a long period of time. But with those kinds of parameters, you would be crazy not to play that game. It doesn't matter if you lose 4, 5, 6 flips in a row. You know that over time, the math is just so overwhelmingly in your favor. And that's exactly what was going through my mind as I was closing out this week. So I want to focus on the items on my checklist here for you. The first item on my pre-break confluence checklist is that CVD has to ramp with price. Okay, so I was looking for a breakdown out of here, waited for the market to open at 9:30, and then I was just waiting for the setup. So I had this clean trendline break, but did CVD, which stands for cumulative volume delta, did it ramp up with price, or in this case, ramp down with price? So I'm going to open the CVD indicator here, and it's that blue line. Now, CVD basically shows me how aggressive buyers and sellers are. If the market is breaking down hard as CVD is also breaking down, that tells me that sellers are aggressively driving price action. If the market is dropping but CVD is rallying, that tells me that there's hidden buying pressure in the market and that sellers actually aren't all that aggressive and that the breakout might be a trap. So we can see here that on this breakout candlestick, right, this one right here, it coincided with the CVD dropping like a stone. So that first item on the checklist absolutely met. The second item, does volume increase as we're nearing the breakout level? And now in this case, absolutely yes. So this is the volume bar corresponding with the candle that broke the trend line. And you can see I've overlaid a white moving average area over the volume indicator, and we did in fact see an above average volume bar on the breakout candle. So that criteria was also met. The third is, does my sniper signal trigger before or at the breakout, not far after? So you see that little red arrow over top of the candle. That's my personal sniper indicator. It's a indicator that I've coded myself. Well, with the help of AI. AI is an amazing tool in this day and age, but I basically told the AI engine exactly what I wanted in this indicator, and then it coded it for me. And then after some trial and error, some testing, I was confident enough to fully integrate it into my trading plan. So that's the sniper indicator at work. It painted this little triangle over the top of the candle. That basically tells me it's a very strong breakout, gives me additional confidence to get into the trade. So that's the third item on my list. And then the fourth and final item is, has the VWAP and the AVWAP, so the volume weighted average price moving average and the anchored volume weighted average price moving average, have they been broken down or reclaimed supporting the breakout? And the answer here is absolutely yes as well. So I've got the yellow moving average, which is the anchored VWAP, and then the blue moving average, which is the VWAP for the day or session VWAP. And we can see that the breakout candle decisively broke below the anchored VWAP, anchored from the highs in overnight trading early in the morning trading at 7:25 a.m. And then the blue VWAP is the session VWAP, and we closed beyond that with this candle as well. So all 4 items on my breakout checklist were met, and that gave me the confidence to enter into the market and ride the trade lower. Okay, so it was a really, really nice trade, played out in picture perfect fashion. They don't all work out like that. Believe me, a lot of my other trades from earlier in the week did not work out this way, but I knew that the math was in my favor and that I can return multiple units of risk on this one trade if every item on my checklist is met. And that's exactly what happened. I played the coin flip game. I lost a few flips in a row, and then I finally won a couple in a row to close out the week on a positive note. So as I mentioned, in the little write-up accompanying this video, it wasn't a home run week for me. It wasn't a stellar week for me, but it was a base hit. And I'll take those over ending the week negatively every single day. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something new. We're going to go over how I use some of these indicators in greater detail in the future. But I'm basically looking at 2 things. I'm looking at effort and result. Effort is how much aggression from buyers and sellers is there in the market. That's the effort. And then the result, of course, are the actual candlesticks here, which tell me, does the result match the effort? If there's a lot of selling effort and there's not really a good result from all that effort, do I want to be involved in that breakout? And the answer is always going to be no. So whenever the result and the effort match up, that's when I'm most interested in the market, because it tells me that someone is in control of where prices are headed next. All right, folks. Again, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye for now.